grade 12s. So I'm going to add our final homologous series. Again, these are not the only homologous series of organic compounds. We just don't do the others. So, Tina, about grade 12, this is our final, which is I already wrote public title esters. So, esters, yeah. Esters. So, they are the structure of their general formula. The structure of their functional group. It looks like this. There is always a carbon that is a double bond, O, yeah? And then an oxygen and a carbon. So its structure C2 always looks like this. No. Yes, always looks like this. So there's always this part of the structure when you're having an ester. And if you notice, all our functional groups have a name. So also now ester, the functional group has a name. It's called an ester group. Ester group. By the way, I've noticed some textbooks, they put to R up and down. They will put to R here. Put R here, or they will replace these two with an R, or maybe an R prime, and then nalapa being R, nalapa being R. La R just indicates that the chain may continue, extend this side, or extend this side, or this side. Yeah, it just represents the continuation of a chain. It's not compulsory to put that R when you draw a structural formula of a functional group. You can just omit it. Okay, so the general formula of esters is CnH2nO2. CnH2nO2. If you notice carboxylic acids and esters, that means they have the same general formula. And also aldehydes and ketones, they also have the same general formula. That's going to be key when you explain part of isomer, structural isomers. Yeah, which I hope we do. Anyhow, so le part by le gqibela ngabani igama le ester lona so no Y L alkanoid, or some textbooks will say alkyl alkanoid. So we have alkyls here, those are our methyl, our ethyl. Other esters, they extend. We can even have a propyl, we can even have butyl, pentyl, so on and forth. Alkanoid, so that can possibly say methanoid, butanoid, propanoid, heptanoid, so on and forth. So what are esters? That would be our question. I'm not going to write what are esters. I did take an extract from a textbook about what esters are. Yeah. So esters, they are produced as a result of a process called esterification. Yeah, esterification. That's the reaction that produces ester. It's called esterification. Esterification, the production of a ester. So esters are organic compounds which form as a result of a reaction between a carboxylic acid and an alcohol. So they are a product of a reaction between the alcohol and the carboxylic acid. And sulfuric acid is added, which acts as a catalyst. So this reaction is catalyzed by sulfuric acid. Here, esters have a pleasant characteristic smell and occur freely in nature in fruits and flowers. So there you are shown in fruits and flowers, they occur naturally. So if ever like you notice is different fruits have different smells. Those smells are or odors. They are a result of ester. Ester libangela ba uve la vumba perfume when they use flower to make perfumes so that izonuka pleasantly perfume. Those are esters. And if you notice the reaction in a byproduct, because apha combine alcohol ne carboxylic acid to make ester ezaba negama generally speaking elingu alkynoate, for example methyl butanoate nezimzekelo apha. Anyhow, the water is a byproduct here, and kukho into ethi ke bapha since sidibanisa two compounds we are also doing a condensation. We are doing two products and they are producing water. Any reaction that produces water is a byproduct. CSCT condensation reaction leyo. So also you may call this reaction but acid catalyzed condensation. So this is also called an acid catalyzed condensation reaction, or this is the part of it's a condensation reaction if ever we look at acid catalyzed. But acid catalyzed, I'm referring to the sulfuric acid. Anyhow, we have to do examples. So for my examples, and otherwise we need the alcohol upper and the carboxylic acid. So I'm going to use ethanol. Let's just use ethanol because it's going to be convenient. I want to use short chains, ne? That could be screen song. So, ethanol, ukumbule, it has 2 carbon atoms, and yeah. So I'm using a structural formula up, and most of our examples or our we test uzawuthi structural formula, not molecular. Sometimes go to a molecular formula, rarely. Or I try to use condensed formula. I did not touch condensed formula. I'm very aware of that. At the time being, let's just use the structural formula. So let's add a carboxylic acid. Let's just use also a shorter chain, relatively speaking. I'm going to use let's use propanoic acid. Any window when you draw notice when I draw OH as a left, people, I don't do this and it O H. Reason being that it must always be the carbon attached to the oxygen, not the hydrogen. So can OH and them OH. I only do OH a right can OH. Notice, very important. Anyhow, there is our OH. So I said propanoic acid, that means 3. So, or better yet, let me just write those names so that we can remember. So let me go back. That is an ethanol. Ethanol. That is a propanoic acid. Propanoic acid. And then our product, you will notice sometimes you lose space up, so kuzofuneka wena ureduce writing yakho ne. It is advisable to always write the catalyst noba ibuzwanga ne, so that you remember, because there will be many chemical reactions up organic chemistry. Anyhow, I am combining, so that's fine. The initial part where I'm combining the alcohol and I'm combining the carboxylic acid. So the copper and one part is going to become the alkyl, one part is going to become the alkanoid. Ndifuna emphasize after they use the colors. The part that becomes the alkyl is the part that was previously an alcohol. And the part that becomes an alkanoid is the part that was previously a carboxylic acid. So if I continue, remember when I was already reducing writing yakho so that if it take page A1 lendo, it just happens that mina nisebenzisa iphepha lami alipheli bantu like not uthanda qhisa alipheli lami iphepha so I can just extend anyhow. So I count now. Ithini into? Ithi we must eliminate, kuzakwenzeka elimination of hydrogens and oxygen. So kwelcala, that is previously an alcohol, there will be elimination of the part A hydrogen. Kwelcala li acid, there will be elimination of the part that is OH. Remember, this is not an acid-base reaction, IO-base alcohol, people. This is just a reaction into esterification or condensation reaction. So proton donor, proton acceptor, just this is what is going to happen at the molecular level. It is not compulsory for you to know this, by the way. You can finish grade 12 ufumane 100% wakho ungakhange uchaphazeleke lento. Anyhow, so those are the elimination. Now what that means is our alcohol ihamba inje ngoku. I'm going to use different colors so that we ibone. Ihamba saying C. Yeah. So this is the alcohol part now. Yeah. So because this is the alcohol part, the section of the alcohol, this is the part that we're going to call the alkyl. Remember, if the alkyl if the alkyl group in 2 carbons, that makes it an ethyl because F2 ethyl. Then what's going to happen is the part that was previously in a carboxylic, trying to find a convenient. Okay, I'm just going to use blue. The part that was previously, remember now, the OH is gone. That means that now sihamba nale part of the carboxylic acid, which was the propanoic acid. So that means I'm going with this part. Yeah, this is the part now. So lamacala 2, remember this part was eliminated. So lamacala 2 ayadibana angene and to form a singular molecule, which is the ester. And notice now the ester leli cala leli bilikade li alcohol. Kumbula ela cala beli alcohol siya indoni siya alkyl. So now when I name the ester, I'm going to name that part as an alkyl. So I'm going to say ethyl here. Let me use the color to match. That is the ethyl. And then the part that was previously the carboxylic acid, we are going to say is the alkanoid. So in this case, it is the propanoid. Why? Because there are 3 carbons. So that is the propanoid. So here part. So it's the propanoid. So basically the ester name here is ethyl propanoid. Because, and I can, even if I did not know what alcohol and ester, carboxylic acid, this ester comes from, I can just deduce from the name that, okay, ethyl, that means that it be ethanol. You don't need propanoid, that means that it be propanoic acid. We'll do just 2 examples very quickly. So, sikhumbule ngoku andikagqibi because if we accumulate format it also a byproduct yethu ester phaya. So I'm going to add that ester ndithi plus when you draw a structural formula say water, you use the structural formula, you don't use a molecular formula. So and also from grade 11 people, if ever siyajonga phaya water molecule ibend people, so when you draw it uzayizoba kanje showing its shape that it is bent. If ever nombuzo like that, kusaka useclassini lento it is banned. So OH. So when you are marked here, it will be about 7 marks. It will be about 7 marks because if I'm remembering correctly, they mark 1, 2, 1, 2. So that's 4, 1, 2. That's 6, and then 1 mark for the water. Umntu azibuza uba kutheni engafumananga 1 mark. It's because of the water molecule. So that is the format by which we go. Yeah. So this is it. Yeah, yearly. And then let's just do 2 examples because I'm not going to do this. A question, if ever open this way, it will say use structural formula to show to show the production of ethyl propanoate. So when you use structural formula throughout, regardless no ifumana mark catalyst yifake, because the subsequent question may say write down the formula or the name of the catalyst. So the catalyst is sulfuric acid. And then let's just do 2 examples. So I'll just say EG2. So this was EG1. So I'm not going to do the entire structural formula now. How to draw a structural formula. Let's say sine butyl methanoate. So i-butyl izabe ila party alcohol. Kumbula la party bi alcohol izabe yona butanol kanye butan 1-ol. So le nto yenziwe from butan 1-ol. So it means that apha bekukho butanol OH. Phela sendikubonisa ngona. So that's OH. By the way, la OH ungambeka na this side. You can put that OH here. If you want to cause confusion to yourself, you can put it there. It's fine. No one is going to hold you accountable. Anyhow, it just happens that it's convenient for ingqondo yam when I put it this side. And then methanoate. That means that the carboxylic acid be methanoic acid. So methanoic acid should be having 1 carbon because methyl. So I'm going to say if I'm going to do this. So remembering that as the part ka OH yamka, it will be eliminated from that molecule, the part ka H from the alcohol eliminated, and then resulting in now resulting in butyl. Le butyl thethwa ngayo pha lino O. So the butyl with an oxygen, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the O, and then the part that was previously the carboxylic acid. The part is about this section. It's only going to be this part. So that will be the methanoate. So O. So it's a C double bond O. So that makes this the ester. If ever sometimes we are confused, line separate the 2 oxygens, then le part le double bond O will be carboxylic acid. Le part le yamba no O, le part le yamba la O between the carbons, that part is the part that was previously an alcohol. So that part that is going to help you the molecule, because sometimes it will be the other way around. I'll show you to my final example. So this is what you call butyl no, not ethanoate, sorry, methanoate. Yeah. Remembering that the final byproduct here is water, so don't forget that part. Water, yeah, water liana. This one is the butanol, or butan-1-ol. By the way, just to add, if a functional group you carbon 1 people, it's not compulsory to write the position. Hence, it's a butanol, butan-1-ol. Anyhow, this one is the methanoic acid, methanoic acid. So if ufuna ijonga yonke xa iphelele yiyo le, upause uyijonge yiyo le. Okay, that is it, yiyo le. So you're adding intoni apha ibutanol nemethanoic acid to get butyl butanoate plus water. Final example, I'm just going to write a name and structural formula. So EG3. So I'm going to write two possible ways of doing this. Let's say EG3. Let's say propyl. Let's say propyl ethanoate. Propyl ethanoate. It should be looking like this. See, kumbula, we have a part that was previously an alcohol. Propanol. So propanol is over. La part libikade propanol is out. Yamba no almost. This is the part that was previously the alcohol. Yamba kanje ngase iqhawukileyo from the alcohol. Then we draw the part that was previously the carboxylic acid. So the part that was previously the carboxylic acid, it would be C, double bond or all the time, another part. C double bond, but to ethan part, that means we added 2 carbons, the ethanoic acid. So it's going to be having this kind of structure. Yeah. So it looks like this. So this is a what? A propyl ethanoate. By the way, I don't recall bonisa molecular formula yenziwa njani. Khumbula general formula ithi CnH2n O2. So that means that izaba ngu C, you counter all the carbons present in the molecule again. So carbons the molecule as present zingaphi z 1 2 3 4 5. So izaba ngu C5 H 2 times 5 10 O2 people, very important. C5 H10 O2. But by the way, let me just do for all the others. Lena yona izaba ngubani? If you look at the molecule, butyl ngu4 plus meth 1. That means that is having 5 carbons. So izaba ngu C5 H 2 times 5 10 O2. It happens to have the same molecular formula as the other one. I will explain later. Because molecules Z2 is the same molecular formula but different structural formulas. These are structural isomers. Anyhow, these two ethyl propanoate is 1 2 3 4 5 nalapa. Coincidental as long as they have the same molecular formula. C5H10O2. This is just a coincidence, people, because is hydrogens. Now I born, or I hope so. We born anyhow. This is just an example. So the other way, that's what I mean. I can flip it. Then this section I put it the other side. Let me show you. So if I'm doing that, I am going to use the same color as green. So I will say C. Now the terminal carbon must look like this. C double bond O. Yeah. So basically, yes, it looks like this. So this is, I flipped it the other way around, mirror image. And then I continue with the part that was previously the alcohol. So I will do this C. Oh, start with oxygen, Kanini. And then say C, C, C. So, let me just move it a little bit down. Oh. So, these are the two ways of throwing the ester, people. Two possible ways of throwing the ester, which is propyl ethanoate. Still, I have to read the part qalali. Dithi propyl, qaba ndithini? Dithi ethanoate. Uzayibona njani? Separate the two oxygens. Then the part in a double bond O is the section that was previously the carboxylic acid. The part that goes with the O is the part that was previously the alcohol. End of the lesson.